Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is the first match preview to the final round of games in the group stage of the 2022 World Cup. We are coming to a close for the group stages and it's going to get interesting to see who is actually going to qualify to the last 16 and who is going home. We've got two groups playing tomorrow, Group A and Group B. Both groups will be playing their games at the same time. So the groups in Group A will all be kicking off, I think, at 3 p.m. UK time. 3 p.m. UK time. And then Group B will be kicking off at 7 p.m. UK time. So Ecuador versus Senegal, Netherlands versus Qatar playing at the same time at 3 p.m. UK time. Iran versus USA, Wales versus England at 7 p.m. at the same time. And it's gonna be wild. So no more 10 a.m. games. That's it. We had one hell of a 10 a.m. game today, and I'll get into that later on in my review of the day, where I will explain my thoughts and my reactions to everything that went down. But let's start off with what's going down at 3 p.m. Let's start off with Group A. We'll go Ecuador and Senegal, Netherlands and Qatar. Ecuador versus Senegal, this is going to be the game that decides who is going through out of the two. The Netherlands, despite being top at the moment on 4 points, have Ecuador also behind them on 4 points. Same goal difference. Senegal in third on 3 points and Qatar, who are already eliminated, on no points. I'm struggling to see a scenario here where the Netherlands could end up out. I'd like to say that's not possible. Am I right? Because if Qatar done a miracle and beat the Netherlands, then if Ecuador win, they go through. If Ecuador and Senegal draw, then Ecuador go through. And if Senegal win, then Senegal go through. I'd like to say the Netherlands are already through and they're in the last 16. Even on the same points, but I don't see a result here how the Netherlands could end up out. So, yeah, maybe by default, the Netherlands have already made it. But Ecuador versus Senegal is very, very tough to call. Ecuador have actually been quite good, consistent. And yes, they're on 4 points. They didn't win their last game. They got a draw, though. And you'd like to think if they're getting a result against a team like the Netherlands like that, even though there were opportunities for them to nick it and they didn't, but they didn't lose. The Senegalese lost to the Dutch. The Senegalese beat Qatar. Now they have to beat Ecuador. I personally, I'm going to give you my bias. I want Senegal to go through. Being the African team, of course, I'm backing the Africans. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And I would not be shocked if Ecuador do end up getting a result. I think, realistically, this will be a draw, but I don't know. Just for the sake of my own bias, I have to put my glasses on here. I'm going to say Senegal to win 2-1. But look, deep down, I think Ecuador are a threat. I think that Senegal are going to find this really hard, and Ecuador definitely have what it takes to be able to win and to get through to the next round. So it's tight to call. It's too tight to call. But for the sake of me backing Senegal is what tips it over the edge. And I'm going to say Senegal to win 2-1. But you never know. I wouldn't be shocked if Ecuador do the job. Netherlands, Qatar. We don't even need to preview this. If I'm being honest. Qatar, it was nice to see you. Netherlands, we'll see you in the next round. Basically, that's all that's happening. So we don't really need to add on to that. The only thing about Ecuador-Senegal, is that I've missed is Enner Valencia. Is he actually going to feature? Is he going to be out? We don't know. There's still no news on whether he's actually going to be available or not. So if he's not available, advantage Senegal. For sure. Because it's all been Enner Valencia in terms of the goals and the output. If he's not on the pitch, massive, massive advantage to Senegal. If he is there, Senegal are going to have to defend for their lives. And they're going to have to defend hard. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm going to say 2-1 Senegal, because I have the faith in the Africans. Let's go. And Netherlands, Qatar, I'm going to say 3-0 Netherlands, with players being rested. How about that? How about that? We'll see if Qatar can score to bow out of the tournament, at least with their heads held high. I mean, overall, I have to say Qatar and the way that they're hosting the tournament, the way that the tournament is going right now, is actually really impressive. So I'm very, very pleased with the tournament. So for that, fair play Qatar. But in terms of their team, not being able to do much. So Yeah. 3-0 Netherlands is my prediction. We move into Group B, the 7 p.m. kickoffs. Iran versus USA. This is mad. This is actually insane. On a footballing level and politically. This is mad. I'm sure Biden and what's his name? Is it Khomeini, who's in charge of Iran, are probably there, both hands on the button, ready, just in case. If we lose this game, I swear, I'm pressing it. One of them. Anyway, I'm only kidding. This is a game to see who makes it through. Again, but who would have thought it'd be Iran versus the States? Who? And this entire group is tight. Anyone can make it. If Wales beat England, Wales are going through. If Iran beat the States, Iran are going through. If Iran draw, Iran are going through? Yes, if Iran draw, Iran are going through. I'm having to calculate this in my head as I'm looking at the group because Iran have beaten Wales. So if Wales were to beat England and Iran get a point against the States, it's Iran that go through and not Wales. Or, hang on, this could be a little bit shaky. Maybe Wales go and England get knocked out. That would be mad. That would be mad. Anyway, in terms of the dynamics of the group, we'll see. But anyone can make it. Basically, anyone can make it. Win your game, you're through. Now, the United States are in a situation here where they have to, by all means, have to win. They have to beat Iran. On paper, you'd think the States will beat Iran. But the way that Iran played against Wales was really impressive. Really, really impressive. And you can't argue the fact that there is going to be an element of non-football coming into this, for sure. And I think it's going to be the Iranians more than the Americans. I don't think the Americans are going to look at Iran and go, hey man, we got to beat those Iranians. They're not going to do that. They're honestly just going to go on a footballing level. We got to win this game, lads. Or, dudes, let's go. Iran, trust me, are coming with the mindset of, oh my God, we get to defeat America. This is huge for them. The mentality is going to be on another level for Iran. So I can't ignore that. Iran tomorrow are going to give everything. If the Americans are not prepped here in preparing for that, which I honestly don't think they will be. I don't think there's a way you can prepare for that sort of I'm ready to die here sort of spirit. I don't think it's in the Americans' nature when you're facing a team like Iran. I just don't think it's going to happen. So that is an element. When you play against a team that are ready to give their lives, on the day, it's hard to play against that. And Iran have a point to prove. Iran could make to the last 16. And I'm not sure, would it be their first time ever if they were to actually accomplish that? It's going to be one hell of a game. Iran versus the States, as I've said, Iran against Wales were very impressive. They were defensively very astute. They were very solid. They were very, very good on the counter. They took their opportunities. They were well skilled up top. Taremi, for example, as well as the other Iranian fellow that managed to get the goal against Wales. Very, very good finishes. Top class finishes. It's not just a fluky goal. They scored belters. You can't just wipe them to the side and think, it's Iran. No. The United States, we saw the 0-0 against England. As far as I'm concerned, that was a terrible game. But the States are looking at that quite happy. And the draw against Wales was the one that they were going, maybe we should have won that. And they weren't very impressive. I would not be surprised if Iran beat the States tomorrow. I'm saying this here. I am going to go with another draw. I'm going to go with Iran 1, USA 1, and Iran go to the last 16. That's my prediction. We'll wait and see. Now, England versus Wales, or Wales versus England. Let's do it correctly. Wales versus England, I'm going to give you a little bit more insight very, very quickly, not too long. I have to combine the two today. I'm not going to give you a separate England video for various reasons, personally, but there's just no time. I'm putting them together. So, with England, they need to come out and play completely different to how they approached the United States game. The game against the US, England were flat, dead, uninspiring. Only Harry Maguire was up for it. Harry Maguire. Out of all the players, Harry Maguire was the only one that actually done everything he had to do. And I can look to some of the others maybe and go, yeah, you weren't so bad. But collectively, it was a joke. It was a joke. And Gareth Southgate blew our minds as to why he made certain decisions in the second half. Foden. We all know Foden. If we don't see Foden start tomorrow, it's a crime against humanity. It's a crime. It's a crime against humanity. Gareth Southgate should be charged for war crimes if Foden doesn't start tomorrow. Or he doesn't even feature. There needs to be a couple of tweaks in this England team. Has to be. But when you're looking to the men that you have to turn to, Foden on the bench is the one that you have to turn to. You have to. The other ones are debatable. The fact that Wales are not going to be an easy game, you have to understand this is technically a derby. Wales, all of their players play in England, whether it's the Premier League or the Championship. And then you have Gareth Bale, who's off in LA doing his thing. But, mainly, all here, it's two styles that are very similar. They play in the same leagues. They all know each other. They've all been brought up within the same systems. But the only difference is that apparently we got a border. That's the only thing between England and Wales have their own language. That's the only difference. Apart from that, footballing aspects, we're the same. The only difference is, for quality, England are looked at higher. England are looked at as you're better. You have better players. You are more established than Wales. But that's not to say that Wales are just going to, be nothing. Wales can beat England tomorrow. And if Wales come out with an attitude, which they have to, of, look, it's do or die. If we don't get a result today, we're out. And to do it against the English, for them, it's motivation. Just like I said for Iran against the States, it's motivation. For Wales, this is big. To cause a massive upset at the World Cup against England. It'd be huge. And England have to take this seriously. I'm still expecting England to get a result. I still am. A narrow one. I still am. But England really have to be careful. Have to. Let's get into the starting 11 that I think England need to go with. This would be, my pick, as well as maybe you have a shout for a couple of changes, but here it is. So we're going with this team. I've put Harry Maguire in. Because Harry, he deserves it. Fair play. The last game, he was phenomenal. He was class, so he plays. The midfield, normally, Bellingham and Rice should be good enough. You can't really change that if not you playing Jordan Henderson. Do you know what I mean? You can't do that. So there's that. But I've had to put Foden in the middle, in behind Harry Kane. And yes, there's a shout to play Grealish instead of Sterling, which I would not mind seeing. But Sterling's such a weird player. If it's down to me, right, does he deserve to play? No. But Sterling has this thing where it's one day completely off and then one day at international level, I'm talking, for England, not for Chelsea. We've not seen it. But for England, tomorrow he might score a hat-trick. He's that guy. Where with his speed and sometimes he gets a clear-cut opportunity, he buries it and he's the man who's on the score sheet. He can deliver that. Grealish, it's difficult to say that he's in the same bracket. Although I think on the ball, Grealish brings more. So it's tough. So you know what? On that aspect, I would start Sterling and see how it goes. And at the first sign of trouble, bring on Grealish. But Saka starts. Foden in behind starts. If anything, if Maddison is going to be available, because we've not got team news yet. This is why I've had to fabricate it a bit. If I had my way, Foden on the left, Saka on the right, Kane up top, Maddison behind. Done. And I think everyone can agree with that. But we don't know if Maddison is actually still going to be fit, if he's even trained. We don't know. We'll have to wait and hear from Gareth Southgate. I'm guessing first thing tomorrow morning. But yeah. Apart from that, everything else kind of picks itself. Trippier, Luke Shaw, the defence. But Bellingham and Rice have to do better than what they did against the States. Specifically Rice. Bellingham, yes, dipped off, but he moves. He's moving and you can see he's trying to combine and there's links. But Mason Mount let himself down. The man was ghosting. He was not moving, nothing. So for me, Foden, if he has to, and Maddison's not available, goes central. Sterling on the left, Saka on the right. If it's not going to be Grealish, and Harry Kane up front. And that would be my starting 11. You can also turn to Callum Wilson. You can turn to other guys. Harry Kane normally should be able to get the job done, but he has to have men around him that can combine with him. If he doesn't, he's going to struggle. So let's hope. This would be my starting 11. And to round off the prediction, I want to say England will win, right? England to win. I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to keep it narrow. I think Wales are going to give one hell of a fight here. And as I said, I would not be surprised if somehow England let themselves down. I would not be surprised. But I think that England will just about get across the line, top the group, and go into the next round. We'll see. And Wales will be sent home. That's my prediction. But if it happens the other way around, congrats to Wales. I'll see all of you tomorrow and I'll talk about it then. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. Remember, the review of all the games that happened today will be out later tonight. So make sure you guys are here for that. I will see all of you then. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. And I will see all of you later on. Have a good one, people. In a bit. Take care and peace.